the biology classroom. Today's topic is Mendel's dihybrid cross, back cross and test cross. Let's start with the last class, monohybrid cross. We have learned monohybrid cross is a cross which involves only one character and its two traits. And you have also observed phenotype ratio 3:1, and the number of progeny you got in F2 generation are 4. 3 dominant progeny you got, that is 3 tall and 1 dwarf. Math logic, that also proves that you got 4 numbers of progeny in F2 generation. Now come to the dihybrid cross. This dihybrid cross involves two characters. That's why the term di. So these are the two characters I have taken here. So in one character, two traits are there. Then in two characters, 4 traits. Let's take an example. First character, shape of seed, whose traits are round and wrinkled. And the symbols used are capital R pair for round and small r pair for wrinkled, as round is the dominant and wrinkled is recessive. Second character is color of the seed, where contrasting pairs are yellow and green. Yellow is dominant, so capital Y. Green is recessive, so small y pair. Clear? So these are the two pairs of characters we have selected, and on these two characters and their 4 contrasting traits, we are going to do this hybridization experiment. As 2 characters are involved here, it is called dihybrid cross. So, as per the mathematical logic of Mendel, if one character gives a product 4, then 2 characters hybridization is equal to the product of 2 monohybrid cross. Are you getting a point? So, one dihybrid cross is equal to product of 2 monohybrid cross, or you can say 3:1 of one monohybrid into 3:1 of another monohybrid, which equals to 3 plus 1 whole square. Right? So this is the result what Mendel was expecting in his experimentation, and exactly the same result he got in his experiment. See here, 3 plus 1 whole square will be the ratio. So if you simplify it by utilizing the formula a plus b whole square, you will get 3 square plus 2 into 3 into 1 plus 1 square is equal to 9:6:1. So the ratio, phenotype ratio in dihybrid cross will be 9:6:1. So 9 will be the dominant feature will appear, 6 will be a new combination, and 1 will be the most recessive feature will appear. What he expected, same thing he got here. So let's see his experiment. First in this Punnett square model, then we will see in mathematical analysis. In this hybridization experiment, he has taken yellow round. There is a pure dominant feature. Another parent is having green and wrinkled. So this parent produce 4 types of gametes. This Y has the freedom to combine with R as well as this R. So YR, this, and from this also YR. If this has the freedom to combine with this and this, then also YR. So 4 types of gametes you will get from here, and all 4 are similar gamete. Same thing true here. So 4 gametes here also, and here you will get all recessive. These gametes are totally recessive features are there. Here dominant features are there. Now hybridization takes place through emasculation and cross pollination. Very good. Now the product is, there are 16 product will come, 4 into 4 because it is a dot product or say cross product of two monohybrid cross. So 4 into 4, the 16 offsprings will produce in, this is F1 also 16, and in F2 also you will get the same 16 number of products. So this product 16 numbers allow for self pollination, and let's see the formation of gamete. This Y will take this R, right? This Y will take this R. Now the small y will take capital R, small y take small r. In the same way, another gametes will form, another parent will form gamete like this, YR, YR, small y, capital R, small y, small r. Now you fill this box, you will get all 16 products, phenotype as well as genotype. See, so this wire combines, it will give capital Y and capital R, right? Here capital Y, capital Y, capital R, small r, capital Y, small y, capital R, capital R, capital Y, small y, capital R, small r, capital Y, capital Y, capital R, small r, capital Y, small r, small r, capital Y, small y, small r, capital R, capital Y, small y, small r, small r, capital Y, small y, capital R, capital R, capital Y, small y, capital R, small r, small y, capital R, capital R, small y, capital R, small r, capital Y, small y, capital R, small r, capital Y, small y, small r, small r, small y, capital R, small r, small y, small r, small r. So they are the 16 products you will got. If you analyze this, this is yellow round. This is also yellow round, single dose round, and double dose yellow. So it is also yellow round. This is single dose yellow, double dose round, yellow round, single dose yellow round. Here also yellow round. This is yellow wrinkled. This will mark with dot. Yellow wrinkled. This is yellow round. This is yellow wrinkled. This is yellow round. This is yellow round. This is green round. This is again green round. This is yellow round. This is yellow wrinkled. This is green round, and this is green wrinkled. In F2 you will got yellow round. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then you will got green wrinkled, 0, 1. Then you will got yellow wrinkled, 3. Then you will got green round. Now note these two features. You have taken yellow round and green wrinkled. Yellow round and green wrinkled. In monohybrid cross, you have taken two traits, and those two traits are only appearing in F2 generation in 3:1 ratio. But when you were experimented with 4 traits and 2 characters, As for the monohybrid cross, these two features will appear, yellow round and green wrinkled will appear, yellow round and green wrinkled will appear, but in this experiment, these two also appears. It tells that not only the factors of one character separates from each other as per the third postulates, but also the factors of two different traits also separates from each other. It means each factors either they may be in a hybrid condition or they may be in a homozygous condition. Each one has complete freedom to separate from its own pair, as well as they have the freedom to separate from the other traits pairing. So this Y is independent enough to go with R as well as go with small r. So also this Y has full freedom to go with this R or go with this R. Same thing true for this R and Y and R and this Y. So like this, all these four factors has full freedom to separate or ascertain from each other. If they will separate from their own character, it is called segregation. They will follow the law of segregation. When they have the freedom to separate from the other traits, other trait partner, it is called law of independent assortment. As a result, if they have free, so it is free to combine with any one of these. And this is called freedom of recombination. What? Freedom of recombination. Hence, Mendel postulates here his fourth postulates, which tells that when two or more factors pairs is involved, then they segregate independently of one another so that they combine at random during the formation of gametes. Here Mendel concluded that not only the factors of one character segregates, but they also separates from the factors of other pair. Hence, each factor has full freedom to combine with any one of the factor, which is also called as the law of independent assortment. Now we call these factors as gene. So we often say gene segregates. This gene separates from this gene. So genes segregates where gene pair asserted independently. This is the most important term that we derive from this Mendel's dihybrid cross. Let's examine its mathematical proof. 3 plus 1 whole square, that gives you 3 square plus 2 into 3 into 1 plus 1 square, that gives you 3 square 9 plus 6 plus 1. So this is what the ratio, and that we also got 9:6:1 ratio. 9 yellow round, 1 green wrinkled, and 6 are the new combination. And here you will got yellow wrinkled 3 number, and here you will got round green 3 number, and this one is the recessive parent which you have taken, that is green wrinkled 1 number, and this is yellow round, right? So yellow round 9 number, 6 new combination, yellow wrinkled 3, round green 3, and green wrinkled 1. So this new combination which you got here, that is because of the separation of these factors. Separation of these factors independently from their own chain pairs and also from the other gene pairs, and that is called freedom of recombination of these factors, and this is called law of independent assortment. Now what we have taken, y plus small y square into cross product r plus r square. If we will convert this one, it will look like this. So y square plus 2 plus yy. This is 1 and this is rr plus 2 r smaller plus smaller. So these are the products. Now first we will go with this. So yy rr plus 2 yy rr plus yy rr. Next we will go this with this. 2 yy rr plus 2 yy rr plus 2 yy rr. Next we will go with this and this. This is also plus, plus small y, capital R plus 2 small y, capital R plus yy r. 2 into 2 is 4. 4. Now you count it. 1 plus 2 3 plus 1 4 5 6 plus 4 10 plus 2 12 13 14 15 and 16. Right? So this is what the mathematical proof for Mendel's dihybrid cross. Now the most confusing terms in genetics. Often students get confused what is back cross and what is test cross. And reciprocal cross is somewhat different and its meaning is very clear. So first come to this back cross and test cross. So this first come to the back cross. Clear? See, when F1 hybrid is crossed with either a dominant parent or a recessive parent, and whatever the result will come, that is called back cross. So let F1 hybrid, that is TT, what is crossed with a dominant parent, yes, dominant parent, the result will be TT T T, capital T capital T, capital T capital T, capital T small t, and capital T small t. So here you will get all plants are tall plants when the F1 hybrid is crossed with a dominant parent. Now if you see the genotype, these two are pure tall and these two are hybrid tall. So between hybrid and pure you will get 1:1 ratio as far as the genotype is concerned. Clear? So when this test is conducted with recessive parent TT crossed with TT, you will get capital T small t, small t small t, capital T small t, capital T small t, small t small t, small t small t. Here you will get two dwarf varieties and two tall variety. 1:1. One is tall and another is dwarf. So tall dwarf ratio you will get 1:1. Whereas these talls are hybrid talls. You will not get pure tall when a F1 product is crossed with a dwarf variety. But when it is crossed with the dominant variety, you will get pure tall and hybrid tall. Clear? So this is what the ratio that you obtain in back cross. For example, if a plant is given to you whose genotype is not known, from which generation it is there, it is also not known to you. So it is unknown. Unknown variety when crossed with recessive. So when unknown variety is crossed with a recessive parent, it is called test cross. For example, if that unknown variety genetic makeup will be TT, it will cross with TT, so you will get the result this. If that will be a TT and crossed with TT, you will get all tall. Yeah. If this test gives you a data all tall, means it is the unknown variety which you have taken for testing is a pure line. If it will come like this, 50% tall and 50% dwarf, then it is a hybrid variety. So how to test pure line? So this test cross is the answer to test the pure line. If you get a ratio of 1 tall and 1 dwarf, then that is a hybrid variety. If you get all tall, then that is a. Now come to reciprocal cross. TT crossed with TT. Whatever the result you got. So if this one you will take male and this one you will take female. So this is one cross. In second cross, if you will take dominant as female and recessive as male, then this is called cross number 2. So cross 1 is reciprocal of cross 2. Only you will change the sex of the parents. In first cross, this is male and this is female, and in second cross, sex is reversed, and these two cross are called reciprocal cross. So this much for today. अगर ये वीडियो अच्छा लगा तो लाइक करें, कमेंट करें, शेयर करें और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें. थैंक यू.